v or each value v that you want to split on. But if for each value v you want to split on, in that, for example, consider salary, then different people may have different salaries even if they are in the same pay band. So this becomes very intensive, computationally intensive, to check for every possible salary and compute the impurity measure, Gini or entropy. So what to do? So in such a scenario, you can sort the attributes by value and then linearly scan them and choose the position that gives you the least impurity measure. You could also combine these attributes to find some middle value or a median value. This could be done also done using finding a value which has higher number of occurrences. Now in this scenario, for example, when I am talking about the range 75 to 85, so we are finding a median value, something which is less than 80 and greater than 80, and computing. So instead of, what they are doing is, instead of computing the values for every possible income, they are fixing some range of values, and within those range, yeah, they are trying to compute the values. Obviously this is dependent on the data set. Sometimes this particular range might not be available to you, and sometimes it happens that you have a range between 10 to 50, but you don't have many people in this range. So you might want to, so instead of combining 10 to 20, 20 to instead of having ranges 10 to 20, 20 to 30, you might want to combine this entire range together. So uh, what to do in such circumstances? So while you are pre-processing your data, it is advisable that you visualize your data in terms of histograms. Where are most number of values lying, where are less values lying. So now if there were little less values in the range 10 to 50 and you had developed an histogram, you would have realized that okay, these are pretty less values, so I could have combined them in one interval, maybe taken this as one interval, and if this is too big, you could have split it also, or combine these two in one interval. So all these things depend on the data analyst, on how he visualizes and understands the data. So it's not so these 60, 70, 75, 80, these are the given values, but how you choose this range and how you decide to split the attribute based on this range, there you will have to do some visualizations and understanding of data before trying to solve this problem. After you have organized and identified your intervals, then it's a very very simple task, that simply sort and compute your indexes for various split positions, and whichever give you minimum Gini index or minimum entropy, it will give you the highest gain, so you can choose that particular split value. Entropy also we have covered. So we had done this till this position, and we have solved a question also. So now when you're talking about node impurity measures, you will see, this is around somewhere, you might have a split like this: 5, 5, 5, 5. So this is higher entropy. This is somewhat lesser than this, but this is low entropy. You are able to gather a lot of information from this split. So basically, if you notice, the entropy measure, the impurity measure tend to prefer the results, prefer the splits that result in large number of partition. But if you consider the attribute customer ID, it is simply going to map one record to one partition, student roll number. So this is giving you maximum number of one partition, and it will give you little entropy. You are very sure that student roll number is being mapped to this class. So if I'm saying that roll number 1 is top scorer, roll number 2 is top scorer, roll number 3 is top scorer. So you are saying that, if the roll number is 1, then you are top. So, but are you gaining some more information about this? Are you gaining any information about this? Even though this is having giving you less entropy, you are not getting much information just based on customer ID or student roll number. So although this is has the highest information gain, but because you are not able to, you will not be able to make the classifier learn anything. What if a new record comes which has a completely new customer ID? How are you going to classify based simply on this number? It becomes a problem. So what they suggest is that you already have computed, gain, base gain for a particular split. You might want to, either you can split on gender, you can split on car type, or you can split on customer ID. We are saying that this is giving me the least entropy and maximum gain. Then this is giving me the least entropy after this. So, and maximum gain. And this is giving me the least gain. So this is least gain. This is somewhere in the middle, and this is giving me maximum gain, because obviously if you split on, based on such kind of attribute, it is going to split it in unique buckets, so minimizing the entropy. But this is not a way to train a model, because model will not be able to understand simply based on customer ID. So the because the entropy measures and any impurity measures tend to prefer such kind of splits, there are two options. One, you identify such an attribute and you completely eliminate it before passing it on to the classification algorithm. So there, so if you have this record, when you are pre-processing your data, so you just simply do away with this field. But sometimes it happens that, certain fields you cannot remove. So in such a scenario, what you can do is, you already have computed your gains for each of these three. Now you compute the split info, which is given by formula with n. If n is the number of uh, records at the root node, and ni is the number of records at every child node, so, and you want to split into k partitions, so you can compute this entropy. Now suppose you have, sorry, this is not entropy, you can compute the split information. Now using this formula, you will be having 1 by 20. I think there are 20 records, right? So there were 20 records over here. Okay, you split them based on customer number. So this will give you 1 by 20 log of 1 by 20, and this will also give you the same thing, 1 by 20 log of 1 by 20, 1 by 20 log of 1 by 20, so on and so forth till 20 records. So you will have the sigma of this will be what? The sigma of this will be 20 by 20 log of 1 by 20. For this situation, you have, for family family, you have 4 by 20 log, because these are four, this node has four records, this node has eight records, and this also has eight records. So this becomes 4 by 20 log 4 by 20 plus 8 by 20 log 8 by 20 and 8 by 20 log 8 by 20. And over here you will have 10 by 20 log 10/20. This is your split information that you are getting. Now when you will see this will be a very large value, because the more the number of splits you have, the more the number of splits you have, the more it will add to your split information. And higher the split information, your gain ratio will decrease. So it is basically going to penalize the records, penalize the splits which are dividing into a large number of splits. So apart from the impurity measure, which is basically preferring a more number of splits, you also have split info, which is penalizing if the number of splits are too high. So in all, if you have a high gain, fine. But let me also check that I don't have unnecessary or numerous number of splits. So such records will then be penalized, and then whatever you get after computing this gain split gain information divided by split info, that that maximum value, so whatever is the maximum value after computing entropy and the split info, whatever is the maximum gain ratio, that particular split you are going to choose. Now do you have a question? You can ask me.
इसी क्वेश्चन का करके बता दो आप एक बार।
करके बता दूं?
हम कैसे, मतलब अभी देख तो लिया, जैसे उस दिन दिक्कत आई थी ना, मैं उसमें क्या कर रहे थे वो, तो उसी तरह
नहीं,
कोई
ये तो
एग्जाम।
हमने ऑलरेडी सॉल्व किया हुआ है ना, ये वाला पोर्शन तो this we had already solved, right? This we had already solved, remember?
यस मैम।
And अब उसमें तुम्हें मैंने ये लिख के बता दिया है, ये मैंने तुम्हें लिख के बता दिया है। अब इस ये तो कंप्यूटेशन तुम कर ही सकते हो ना। एक मतलब दैट पोर्शन इज ऑलरेडी सॉल्व्ड। बस वैल्यूज चेक कर लेना, क्योंकि एंट्रोपी और गिनी में थोड़ी बहुत शायद चेंज हो जाती है वैल्यूज। उसके अलावा स्प्लिट इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन कंप्यूट। अगर फिर भी कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है देन वी कैन सॉल्व इट, बट इफ यू वांट मी टू सॉल्व ऑल द क्वेश्चन, ये वाला किस आपके पास गेन की वैल्यू है,
मैम
स्प्लिट
आपके
इनको
पास
मैंने बता दी कैसे कंप्यूट करनी है, तो बचा क्या, डिवाइड ही तो करना है। Try it. If you still don't get it, you just try it at home, and all of you try to compare all your answers. If you still don't get it, then we can definitely solve this question, not a problem, but at least you should try it once you should give it a shot. Okay.
ओके।
ये आई थिंक इन्होंने बताया भी है, इनफैक्ट इस स्लाइड में दे भी रखा है कि 0.163 ये सब हमारा ऑलरेडी कंप्यूटेड था, एंड स्प्लिट इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड ऑन दिस फॉर्मूला यू आर गेटिंग दिस। सो सिंपली डिवाइड कर दो 0.163 से, डिवाइडेड दिस बाय दिस एंड दिस बाय दिस। Obviously this is closer to 1, if you see this is closer to 1, so this is going to be penalized a lot क्योंकि डिनोमिनेटर बहुत बड़ा है। इस केस में आपका गेन कम था, स्प्लिट इन्फो भी ज्यादा आ रही थी, तो ऑब्वियसली ये भी एक अच्छा ऑप्शन नहीं है, बट दिस इज गिविंग यू समवेयर मिडल, मतलब ये गेन आपको बेटर देगा। तो मतलब जो देख रही हूँ उससे तो ऑब्वियस है दैट दिस स्प्लिट विल बी प्रेफर्ड। एंड दिस इज नॉट द सेम थिंग जो मैंने आपको यहाँ बताया है। दिस इज जेंडर, कार टाइप एंड कस्टमर आईडी, और यहाँ पे सिर्फ कार टाइप, सो डोंट मिक्स दीज टू थिंग्स। यहाँ पे कार टाइप में के एट्रीब्यूट्स कंबाइन करे हुए हैं, सो डोंट से कि ये 163 को मैंने इसके इस वाले आंसर से डिवाइड कर दिया। डोंट डिवाइड इट बाय दिस बिकॉज दैट वाज फॉर जेंडर, सो प्लीज डोंट कंबाइन दीज टू थिंग्स। बट इट सिंपली मीन्स दैट इफ यू हैड 20 रिकॉर्ड्स, यहाँ पे आपका जो n है, इस केस में n आपका 20 होने वाला है, और ni ये वाला टोटल होने वाला है कि एक चाइल्ड नोड फैमिली है, एक चाइल्ड नोड स्पोर्ट्स है, एक चाइल्ड नोड लग्जरी है। तो उसमें अगर है तो ये 4 होने वाला है, ये 8 होने वाला है, और ये 8 होने वाला है। यहाँ पे 9 and 7 is going to be 16 and 4, एंड यहाँ पे 8 and 12। So ये values use करके आप ni by n compute कर सकते हो. This is not a part of your syllabus, so I will just leave it for now. So they are pretty inexpensive, relatively inexpensive to construct as compared to other algorithms. That is an advantage. They are very fast. Once you're constructing me, yes, it is a one time effort, and you will have to compute entropy or Gini index, then you will have to compute the gain and then make a split and then repeat the procedure. So it is a recursive procedure. But imagine that your model is already built. So once your model is already built, it's simply a matter of traversing the tree for a record. It is simply a matter that, it will go here and it will come here and probably here to classify a node. So it is just going to take the time to classify that record will be the number of nodes that come in the path. So it is very fast to classify the unknown record. It is easy to interpret for small size trees. It is very easy to understand for a data analyst how classification is happening. It is robust to noise, especially when methods to avoid overfitting are there. I will come to this later. What is overfitting? I'm just coming to this. And it can easily handle redundant or irrelevant attributes. For example, customer ID was a irrelevant attribute, but using the split info, it could handle such situation, provided the attributes are not interdependent or they do not have collinearity. Then it can easily handle such attributes. The disadvantage is because it greedily grabs up, see, maximum gain कर रहा है या minimum entropy कर रहा है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? It's a greedy algorithm, yet it is going to at that particular point of time वो greediness दिखा रहा है. But sometimes it happens that when you combine two attributes together, for example, किसी की हेल्थ का इंडेक्स लेना है, तो एक होती है आपका बॉडी वेट होता है, एक हाइट होता है, एक आप कुछ कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल्स हो जाएंगे एंड वट एवर. सो समटाइम्स इट हैपन्स कि अगर बॉडी का BMI कंप्यूट करना है, तो आप अगर वेट और हाइट को कंबाइन कर दोगे, तो ये दो एट्रीब्यूट्स कंबाइन करके आप एक अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन डिराइव कर सकते थे. बट बीइंग ग्रीडी इन नेचर, इट माइट जस्ट ओनली लुक एट व्हाट information weight is giving and what information height is given. It might not think of combining them. So in such a situation, you might pass over some interesting combinations that could have given you better results. And obviously फिर इसका solution सिर्फ ये है कि you try and test different models. एंड तो नेचुरली नहीं कर पाएगा, उसमें आपको ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन चाहिए होगी, that okay, let me club these attributes and see what happens. So then only it can do. But by default ये खुद से ये combination it cannot think about. And each decision boundary involves only a single attribute, not a combination of attributes. So that's a disadvantage unless you want to specifically combine, and if you want to combine, then you will have to give it some input to combine those attributes. Next topic, we will talk about overfitting. Now, do you have any questions till now? So let me know. Otherwise, I will move to overfitting. It's a very interesting topic. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so let's assume that you know how one way to make a classifier, that is using a decision tree model. How do you evaluate this classifier, and how do you see that it is doing what it is supposed to do? Let me, before moving to this topic, let me ask you one question. When we go to the mall to buy clothes, so there are typically some sizes like, extra small, small, medium, large, and XL. This or probably XXL also. Now you have these many sizes, and all of you might belong to one of these categories. So when you go, even uh, suppose somebody is going to go and try a medium size. So is it always that it is a perfect fit to the body, or there is some minor changes? So when I see you people in my classroom, there are two people of same height, and probably a medium size t-shirt would suit them. So will it always be a perfect fit for both these people? That okay, exact measurements are there if there is a person A and there is a person B? Even given two people, my question basically is, given two people, despite of having similar heights, you are might not be the exact same height, or you might not be the exact same body weight, or you might not be exact same body structure, but still you are able to wear a medium sized t-shirt. So why is it that? Anyone?
मैम फैब्रिक स्ट्रेचेबल होता है.
Okay, so let's list down these factors. Okay, so who has answered this?
तान्या.
Okay, so let's say that okay, fabric is stretchable. Anything else that you can think of?
मैम एवरेज लेके चलते हैं कि मतलब थोड़ा सा मतलब ऊपर नीचे भी चलता है ना, क्या कहते हैं, क्या बोलेंगे इसको?
एवरेज फिटमेंट की बात कर लेते हैं. लेट्स कॉल इट एवरेज फिटमेंट.
मैम किसी के हाथ बड़े हैं, किसी के शोल्डर्स ब्रॉड है, किसी के शोल्डर्स कम है, तो उससे फिर फिटिंग में फर्क आ जाएगा.
Great. Okay, so basically every record, so what we are trying to say is that every record is different, and if you see this, you have basically built a model. Okay, कि कुछ लोगों को एक्सेस आएगा तो कुछ लोगों को एक्सएक्सएल भी आएगा, और इस बीच में कोई कोई एक क्लास आएगी. जब अच्छा, अब ये छोड़ दो. अब हम ये मान के चलते हैं दैट यू वेंट टू अ बुटीक और अ टेलर एंड यू गॉट योर क्लोथ स्टिच्ड. देन व्हाट हैपेंस? टेलर के पास गए, बुटीक पे गए या कहीं पर गए, सो देन व्हाट हैपेंस?
मैम वो पूरा प्रॉपर मेजरमेंट से बनाएगा हमारे अकॉर्डिंग.
So that will fit exactly you.
यस मैम.
Right, so like when you go for shopping, and then you try on a cloth, it somewhat fits you, as we said, it somewhat fits you, and you say कि okay, ये fine है, but वहीं पे खड़े खड़े आप मास्टर जी से alteration भी करवा लेते हो. That was my experience, that we will say कि okay, alter it and fit it to my body requirements. So यही बात अब हम क्लासिफिकेशन मॉडल्स पे फिट करते हैं. देखो, जब भी मॉडल बनाओगे, कभी भी ऐसा रियल लाइफ में नहीं होगा कि दो रिकॉर्ड्स एग्जैक्टली सेम होंगे. सेम है भी तो भी देयर माइट बी सम डिफरेंट, सम सिचुएशन, सम सिनेरियोज which do not have a mathematical explanation. At least for now we don't know that there is a mathematical explanation. So what happens, अगर अभी हम ये क्लोथिंग कंपनी की बात करें, तो what they might have done is, okay, let's take average measurement of Indian people, and let's say कि average height हमारे इंडिया में मेल एवरेज हाइट कुछ होती है, फीमेल एवरेज हाइट ये होती है, अबव एवरेज ये है. So when the height is this, so generally the shoulder size is this, and chest size is this, so on and so forth. They might have developed a model, so they make generic clothing. Ab if they are making generic clothing, they expect it to fit just right, not perfect but fit just right to everyone. So अगर आप मार्केट में जाओगे तो अगर मीडियम साइज आपको आ रहा है तो नेक्स्ट टाइम भी आप मार्केट में जाओगे तो मीडियम साइज के मेजरमेंट चेंज नहीं होने वाले. तो आपको अगर मीडियम आ रहा है तो नेक्स्ट टाइम भी आप मीडियम ही ट्राई करने वाले हो, एंड इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू वेरी अक्रॉस क्लोथिंग लाइंस एंड अक्रॉस अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. हाँ, कई बार कुछ ब्रांड्स के साइजेस में थोड़ा बहुत फर्क होता है, बट दैट्स अ माइनर डिफरेंस. So what they are doing is they want their model to be such that it has good generalization capability. हम जब भी मॉडल बनाते हैं तो उसकी गुड जनरलाइजेशन कैपेबिलिटी हो कि कोई भी रिकॉर्ड आए तो उसको मैं सही क्लास में क्लासिफाई कर पाऊं. कोई भी बच्चा शॉपिंग करने के लिए आए तो उसको मैं सही क्लास का फिटमेंट दे पाऊं. That is, so you just want just right. We don't want कि it should be very loose. Very loose means under fitting, कि यार वो बहुत ही लूज या बहुत ही एक्स्ट्रा टाइट है, एंड यू डोंट वांट इट टू बी द एग्जैक्ट मेजरमेंट. मैं जब मार्केट शॉपिंग करने के लिए जाऊंगी सो आई विल नॉट थिंक दैट इट शुड फिट माय कंप्लीटली एग्जैक्ट मेजरमेंट पे वो फिट करे. आई वुड वांट कि ओके इट विल फिट एंड देन मे बी आई विल डू समथिंग अबाउट इट. So that's what we look for in a good classification algorithm also, that we do not overfit or underfit, and how to evaluate overfitting and underfitting, that we are going to talk about in the upcoming chapter. So overfitting basically अगर आप imagine करो तो overfitting is what you go and to the boutique and get your clothes tailored exactly to your needs. And there are some people who prefer perfect fits. मतलब fashion models and all, they would want the clothes should be perfect fit according to their body. So then that type of cloth will most likely will not be fitted for anyone else apart from them. That is overfitting, कि जब आपने exact उस particular डेटा या रिकॉर्ड के हिसाब से फिट करने की कोशिश करी, वो ओवर फिटिंग होती है और वो हमें नहीं चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि हमें ऐसे क्लोथ्स चाहिए, ऐसा मॉडल चाहिए जिसकी जनरलाइजेशन कैपेबिलिटी हो कि गिवन कुछ certain properties of records. If records have those certain properties, we are able to classify them in one particular class. We don't want our model to be such that it fits exactly to what data it has been given. No, जैसा डेटा दिया हुआ है उसका ऊपर एग्जैक्ट फिटमेंट नहीं चाहिए. ऐसा चाहिए कि कुछ अनसीन डेटा भी आ जाए तो वो उसके ऊपर हमें सही आंसर्स दे पाए. देखते हैं कैसे. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, आपको मैंने बात करी थी तो जो मेरे पास डेटा सेट था, इस डेटा सेट को हमने कुछ पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया. लेट्स से समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो दिस इज माय ट्रेनिंग सेट एंड दिस इज माय टेस्ट सेट. अब जब आप यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग सेट को डेटा को देख के मॉडल बना रहे हो, बट मॉडल बनाते वक्त भी कुछ एरर्स हो जाते हैं. मतलब आपने रिकॉर्ड्स दिए तब भी कुछ मिसक्लासिफिकेशन हो जाती है. सो व्हाइल बिल्डिंग द मॉडल्स, इफ एंड यू रन द मॉडल इन दिस डेटा सेट अगेन, you initially जब आप मॉडल की ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हो तो you will find that there are pretty high errors even while you are running on training data. Just imagine that एक नया somebody has started his new business, a new tailoring business, and he is making mistakes on the customers जिसका उसको फिटमेंट पता भी है, जिसका मेजरमेंट्स पता भी है, उस पे भी वो मिस्टेक्स कर रहा है. तो आपके पास डेटा है, एग्जैक्ट डेटा है, तब भी आप इनमें से कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स को, मान लो ये वाला रिकॉर्ड मिसक्लासिफाई हो गया, ये वाला रिकॉर्ड मिसक्लासिफाई हो गया. Despite of seeing this data, building the model and running the model on this data itself, you are facing some errors. So such errors are known as training errors. अब क्या हुआ, आपने मॉडल बिल्ड कर दिया। जब आपने मॉडल बिल्ड कर दिया, आपने उसको टेस्ट कर दिया, सॉरी आपने उसको पास कर दिया, क्लासिफायर बिल्ड हो गया। अब आपको चेक करना है कि वो क्या जनरलाइज कर पा रहा है। तो आप क्या करोगे, उसको अनसीन रिकॉर्ड्स दोगे, आप उसको टेस्ट रिकॉर्ड्स दोगे। सो जब आप इसको टेस्ट रिकॉर्ड्स दोगे तो देखोगे कि क्या है इन टेस्ट रिकॉर्ड्स पे, क्योंकि उसके पास जो ये वाली क्लास वेरिएबल है वो हिडन है। तो क्या वो इनके आंसर सही दे पा रहा है? तो जिनके आंसर सही दे पा रहा है इसका मतलब ग्रेट, बट कुछ अगर चीजों के आंसर गलत भी देगा तो इसका मतलब वो एरर टेस्ट एरर है। तो ट्रेनिंग एरर वो है दैट डेटा दैट ही हैज ऑलरेडी सीन एंड स्टिल ही इज मेकिंग मिस्टेक्स ऑन दिस, and test errors are those that you have built a classifier and you are testing on new data which you know the results of but the classifier doesn't, and how you measure how it is performing. ट्रेनिंग और टेस्ट एरर्स के बीच में फर्क समझ आ गया सबको? ओके, आई एज्यूम आ गया। सो जनरलाइजेशन एरर क्या हुआ कि अब आपके पास अनसीन रिकॉर्ड है, ना आपने देखा है ना मॉडल ने देखा है। तो बेसिकली अब आपने इसको फील्ड में डिप्लॉय कर दिया। तो आप जनरलाइजेशन एरर क्या है, अगर इस रिकॉर्ड को वो सही क्लासिफाई कर देता है तो ग्रेट, इट हैज गुड जनरलाइजेशन कैपेबिलिटीज। बट गिवन मेनी रिकॉर्ड्स, there might be some records, obviously real life mein everything doesn't go perfectly, so it might classify some records not correctly, incorrectly it will classify. So what is the expected error for this particular model? How confident we are that it is going to generalize well, or so when we say that 97% accuracy, तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि 3% चांस है अभी भी कि कुछ गलत क्लासिफिकेशन ये कर जाए। So this is completely unseen records which you know nothing about and which your classifier also doesn't know anything about. So these are the classification errors that we talk about. Training errors generally happen when you are building the classifier, testing it, and seeing that okay how well it is performing or how badly it is performing, and tweaking the model to see कि okay let it at least do well on this set. So ट्रेनिंग के टाइम पे जो एरर्स होते हैं वो ट्रेनिंग एरर्स होते हैं। फिर आप टेस्ट सेट पे जो मॉडल ने जिस सेट को अभी नहीं देखा है बट उसके रिजल्ट्स आर नोन टू यू, and you try to check that okay how it is performing so that whether you can launch it in the market or not. So these are test errors. And generalization errors is that once the classifier is built, how capable it is to generalize on data. It could, you could randomly pick data from this also, or you could randomly pick data from this record also, or you could basically you could randomly